Hello there, and welcome to my next video for the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, in which we are going to be returning to the Divine Light on a Dark Knight Expert EX quest, the level 120 quest. And this time I'm going to be bringing a team for what's called the TCC Challenge, which is a thread that's going on the DFFOO subreddit, where you are being requested to clear without any synergy characters, even as a friend unit. And as we know, Kuja is a friend character, and he kind of makes this whole thing a little bit dumb. So I have decided, in this case, to bring along a team of Beatrix, Eiko, and Bartz with a Pandemonium summon, and if I can find one, a Lael friend. Because I think that Lael is still the best non-Kuja friend overall. The reason I've gone with this team is Beatrix. I kind of feel like, well, she's still one of the strongest characters in the game, to be honest, even though she was released back in February, which is absolutely astounding. And I'm sure all those people who failed to pull her EX back then are, yeah, I mean, we certainly don't need to add any more salt to those wounds. But people who had should hopefully have been pleasantly surprised with how long-lasting she's turned out to be. I mean, to be honest, none of us had any idea she was going to be this good. I mean, I pulled for her because she's friggin' Beatrix, and she's one of my favourite characters in all of Final Fantasy IX, and in fact all of Final Fantasy in general, to be honest, which I'm sure is part of the reason she was a global first. And she has been absolutely tremendous for me since then. Like, as you can see, I farmed up some serious artifacts as well. I've got my continent's finest, my triple continent's finest when I was running her with people like Varn and like other attackers, and then I somehow looked my way into dual 108 330s. Now these are all before Idogas came out. These were all farmed with Idogas. So yeah, that should prove like how much sanity I'm lacking basically when it comes to these things. My Eiko, I mean, I did not go very hard on her with Idogas because I didn't expect to still be using her, if I'm honest. And for the most part I'm using Lilisette. But I thought I'd bring Eiko for two reasons. The first thing being the holy weakness of a lot of the enemies here, and secondly, I don't know, I just like FF9, you know, it seemed appropriate. You know, Lilisette would be as good, if not better here, but I thought I'd bring Eiko anyways. And Bartz I am using in the third position. Now, Bartz is probably the only one that I would expect anyone to struggle with. Because I didn't deliberately pull for Bartz, I actually got his stuff by accident when I was randomly pulling for Gilgamesh, and he's turned out to be the best accidental investment in this game. Like, he's absolutely phenomenal. He's got longevity, he's got auras for days, he's got consistent damage output. Like, he just makes every team stronger. Like, you cannot go wrong with Bartz. And to be honest, I did actually try, directly before recording this video, to clear it using Lael instead of Bartz with a Lael friend and go the whole launch meta route, but I kind of came up short on the turn count. Like, I don't know, maybe better players than I would be able to make it work, but I just think that bringing your own Lael and a friend Lael is not enough firepower to finish this quest with this lineup. Because you're missing out on the buffs from Bartz, and you're also missing out on the longevity from Bartz. Like, I got to the last wave and everybody was out of skills. And I didn't really struggle, but it was like the dragon was alive and I was on 86 turns, and I was like, oh fuck, I guess I can't do it after all then. So yeah, I would strongly recommend you bring like a generic support, like, or I should say like a buffer type support, so like Eiko, or Ramza, or Ketchi, or Lilisette, definitely. Like, you know, Lilisette does a hell of a lot of work. I can't recommend her enough. But Eiko should still be good for the Holy Weakness. Ketchi is, he's not bad. Like, he has a really strong Brave Plus. I think he's outdone efficiency-wise at this point by the others. But especially if you have something like Ketchi and like Beatrix and like Agrias, for example. Like, you know, putting Agrias and Ketchi in there would work really well, because both Beatrix and Agrias would benefit from the generic buffs, and they both make like Ketchi stronger, so that would work too. In fact, it would work if I probably subbed out Bartz for Agrias here too, because there's more than one multiple target boss so that would probably work. If you don't have Bartz but you do have Agrias, like, you know, Agrias might make a decent stand in here. I've not tested it, but it should work, because even though she doesn't give as many buffs as Bartz does, she does have that the other version of Save the Queen. She has a Hallowed Bolt or Lightning Stab if you prefer, which does like 100% AoE damage, and this boss, this event does have a lot of multi-target boss waves, so what she lacks in buffs she'll be putting out in terms of like EX damage. If you don't have her EX, I can't recommend bringing her, to be honest. You know, just bring her. Especially, just bring a Kuja friend. I can't bring a Kuja friend because I'm trying to stick to the limitations of this challenge, and to be honest, that's one of the most difficult things about it. Because bring a Kuja friend, bring Bahamut summon, and when you get to the last wave, just summon and like have him rain freaking holy hell upon the enemies, and you know, you're not going to go too far wrong. But this is what we've got to work with, and this is what we're going to go with. So without further ado, let us get started. Oh no, I should probably show my Bartz artifacts as well. Yeah. So to be honest, I'm not sure how much I'm going to be using Bartz after I pull for Quistis, because I am, you know, spoiler alert, I am really looking forward to the Quistis banner on Wednesday, and I am 100% guaranteed going to get her EX. Like, as you can see in the background there, I have is it 223k gems ready to go. You know, I've fully finished off this new story chapter. I've fully finished off the Chocobo boards with the exception of the last thing, which I have to wait for the logins for. I've got everything fully cleared, everything farmed up that I can. I'm missing a few level ups, rank ups from like I don't know, Paladin Cecil and someone else, I can't remember. But yeah, I've got a few rank up gems to farm. But yeah, I'm going to be pulling Quistis guaranteed, and she's kind of similar to Bartz in a way. I don't know if it's because they're both blue mages, but they have some similarities. Like, their skill 1 both has an 80% conditional HP attack. Their skill 2 has a battery and a HP attack built into it, except Quistis is ridiculous because it delays for 3 turns as well, and debuff speed. And they both have a spammable EX. And they both buff the entire party as well. Quistis has an aura that whenever an enemy is debuffed, she gives 40% max payment attack to the whole party. You know, instead of any stats to herself. The only stat she gives to herself is a self buff from her actual EX skill that gives her another 40% attack max payment just for her. But yeah, so when I get Quistis, she's obviously better than Bartz. I wouldn't say like tremendously better in the short term, but that delay effect on her skill 2 is absolutely bonkers, and you can really sort of cheese boss mechanics with it, especially when Cloud gets reworked, so you can like have delay and paralysis. And if you bring in a friend Quistis as well, and you have like 18 turns of delay, any single target boss is just not going to get a turn. Yeah, I really look forward to showing off Quistis when I do get her stuff. So when I get her, I'm not sure how much use Bartz is going to get, because I plan to like I could use Bartz alongside Quistis if I brought another buffer in, like say Lilisette or like Ketchi or someone like that. And then I would just sub out the buffer. Like if I brought Ketchi along, I could sub out Ketchi for a friend Quistis, so I get another source of aura, which buffs up my Quistis even further. But that means I would not be running with Kuja, and I don't think that is a good idea, because Kuja brings so much to the table by himself that just not having him in your team seems like a bit of a stupid choice if it's one that's available to you. So I'm probably going to be using like Quistis, Kuja, and like Lilisette in the short term, but I'm not sure if Bartz would be worth bringing on top of Lilisette, like in place of Lilisette. That's the one thing I'm not sure of at the moment. I think Lilisette would be better because Quistis really appreciates the battery for her skill 1. But anyway, I'm gonna kind of get off topic now. Let's jump into this and see how well we do this time. Hopefully this one will go a bit better than the last one. Okay, so the thing I hate the most about this thing is that its first turn it uses Death Cutter, which gets rid of all of your generic buffs. So I'm going to use Thunder Slash with Beatrix, and I'm going to use Missile with Bartz. But if I use HP regen, it's just going to strip Eiko of her own buffs. So I'm not going to use it first turn. Yeah, so I'm going to use St. Cloth with Beatrix just to get those the defensive buffs up as well. And if I use HP regen with Eiko, then we should be sorted. Yeah, and so Eiko's going to get broken here if we don't do anything. But that's actually fine. I don't want to waste skill uses. And in fact, I'll just let Beatrix get broken. Like I'll use the battery from the HP attack. Because this is a 5-wave quest, so even though we have like Bartz, who's the king of longevity, we do want to pace ourselves in terms of skill usage, so we don't burn out too quickly. So yeah, I'm just going to smite there, and I'll double hand to get his Bartz's on max Barret buff up. I'll hit HP++ with Beatrix so that Eiko doesn't get broken. The battery on that can be quite helpful sometimes. So yeah, I think we can afford another smite. So that's another good thing of running Bartz alongside Eiko, because you see Eiko has got 18k max brave. Like max brave is one thing that she really seems to lack. If I'm being perfectly honest. So having two buffers alongside Eiko that are trying to help patch up her lack of max brave, I think is a good idea. So I'm just going to brave plus here, so she doesn't get broken, and I'm absolutely going to pop the Clem Hazard. Yeah, look at that, absolutely beautiful max brave on Beatrix there because of all the combined buffs. I'm a big fan of that. So I'm going to missile because I think, and of course it uses Death Cutter again. That means we have to waste another freaking HP regen for Eiko. But I'm not going to do it here. I'm just going to dump the HP, and then I'm just going to use like Bartz's EX, the Yaina key, and we should be able to finish this thing off. Yeah, no problem. Now the great thing about this wave is the boss on the right hand side, the booster machine, whatever it's called, has a lightning weakness. So we absolutely want to spam all the Thunder Slashes we can on this thing because it is by far the best use of Beatrix's turns. If you have lightning here as well, definitely have lightning prioritise the booster machine. Like look at that, 32k damage, you cannot argue with that. Yeah, I'm just going to go in with double hands on this thing. And I think here is where I'm going to have Eiko use HP regen again, so she gets the buffs up on herself. And then on this turn I will have Beatrix St. Cloth up, so that none of us get broken from the bird. I mean, not that getting broken is a bad thing, but it does tank your score. And there are some enemies that you really don't want to get broken against if you can help it. But those enemies are not here. So, okay. So I don't think it's going to use a HP attack, to be honest. I tried this before and it didn't. So if it does, then rip me. But if it doesn't, then that's fine. Yeah. So I'm not worried about that at all. Definitely going to drop that on first. And what's the face? Beatrix will get a turn before this thing. So I'm going to drop Yaina on it anyway, just to control the brave, but to be honest, it's probably nothing to worry about. Yeah, see? All 9s. Nothing to worry about. And this is my Beatrix with her max brave artifacts on as well, and like her selfish artifacts. Yeah. This is going a heck of a lot easier than my run with Lael did, for sure. Because, I mean, Bartz is just so strong. I mean, you've seen the artifacts I've got on my Bartz, so like his the damage that he gets from double hand is really quite high, which really helps with him hitting that threshold. And I might farm for similar artifacts for Beatrix when I can, because I think it really helps. But yeah, just the buffs that he gives to everyone else. 30k damage on the Thunder Slash, That's nothing to scoff at, you know. So we can't avoid Eiko getting broken here, sadly. We need to get that HP plus buff back up. Yeah, I'll use Eiko here, and I don't think I even need to use Saint Cloth. I think if I... oh no, never mind. You know what, I'm just going to attack. We'll get broken, but it's not the end of the world. Because that thing will use resonance afterwards anyway, which yeah, puts them up to a very, very spicy amount. Okay, so Eiko is now down at 15k max brave. Because her HP regen got pushed off, which is extremely annoying. I'm going to reapply it. We want to save 1 HP regen for the Lail in the last waves, but we should be fine apart from that. Let's just shave the brave on those. Okay, so in an ideal world, we kill both of these things at the same time. So you know what? I'm gonna dump my HP on this one, and then I will also dump my HP here. Actually, no, that's a bit risky. Yeah, I'll dump it on this one because it does a brave hit afterwards. And then I'll just do a HP attack here. Eiko's got brave, so she's going to take HP attack. Yeah, she'll be fine. And then I can use Clim Hazard to get rid of her. There we go, perfect. Did not want to risk them healing. Although as a result we have an Eiko who's kind of low on health at the moment. You know what? 18k should be enough to take that thing out. So I am going to Saint Cloth here. And hopefully, what buff did I just push off of Eiko? I pushed off her max brave buff again, which is extremely annoying. But never mind. I'll HP attack to give her a bit of extra heals there. And Bartz needs his max brave buff back up. This thing is super easy to launch. Like, seriously, I'll use Smite and then the next hit from Bartz is probably going to be a launch. No, it isn't. Okay. Then the next hit from Eiko will be a launch. So yeah, I mean HP regen would be nice there, but I mean like I need to save that for the Lail that we bring in. So I'll just Smite it instead. Okay. So now we just have these two jokers to worry about. And I actually have 3 Thunder Slashes left on Beatrix. Bartz, no joke, he helps so much. Like, even if you only have his 15 and 35, I would recommend bringing him along. Because at this point, during my last run, I was like really tapped out on skills. Like, yeah, he just helps the team a lot if you bring him. So I highly recommend it. So anyway, I was helping out Beatrix just because Lael will get all the battery and all the buffs from these two, which really helps. Yeah. So I'm just kind of gonna be like burning turns until we get into the summon here. I want the summon to start on Lael's turn, so I'll get the absolute like highest number of turns possible. By the way, I'm not sure if I've said it before, but I really hate Krakens. Like, they are by far my least favourite enemy type in this entire goddamn game. I mean, the Deuce event was a version of Kraken, and I mean, we all know how we felt about that, didn't we? So that should kind of speak for itself. I mean, they're just so annoying. They have friggin' speed up passive buffs, and they kind of just knock your turns back, and they're just a pain to deal with. So needless to say, we will be prioritising B when we get into this summon, because yeah, that Sand Flurry, you leave it to get enough turns and it is just gonna become a problem. Oh no, come on Eiko, don't be like that. That was a mistake to smite there. It's the only thing I don't like about Eiko, she steals too many turns. So yeah, I'm gonna missile the Kraken with Bartz. I use missile instead of the Eineke because basically it just... Well, actually, you know what, I'll use the Eineke, but missile's better in summon generally just because it has a higher percentage of battery. And I need to hit this one, so I prime it for the launch. Now you could argue that it's kind of better to leave that thing alive for when Beatrix comes back in, but I just don't want to have to deal with it. I just don't like Krakens. Like, and the dragon is just so much less of a threat that, you know, I think it's worth it. It's going to be half dead by the time Beatrix gets back anyway, so there's no problem there. Yeah, unfortunately it does clear the debuffs, so you don't have force anymore, but you know, its work is done here. And then it's just a matter of finishing this thing off. It shouldn't take forever. Yeah. Double hand is stronger. Yes, please. The Clem Hazard effect appeared in the middle because it's a 2-target wave. That's interesting. I didn't realise it would do that. And there we go. It's done. And so that is my that's my synergyless clear. Let's see how we do here. Not bad, not bad. Not the greatest result in the world, but I'm satisfied with that, and hopefully you guys are as well. On that note, I will see you guys all in the next video, which will either be Quistis Lost Chapter or potentially the Planesgorger boss in the story, because I kind of found that thing a little bit annoying to deal with. Anyway, I hope everyone has enjoyed, and I will catch you all for the next one. See ya!